right, folks, it is time for Gears of War Judgment. We've been seeing it across the way here at the Microsoft booth all day, and now the time has come. We've got Cliff Bleszinski on stage for Gears of War Judgment. Cliff, welcome.
What's up? Great to see
you. You got a fan base. They followed you over here. They're really excited for it.
Yeah, we got a whole crew over there lined up. It's awesome. They're getting free t-shirts and everything for seeing the demo.
Fantastic. And now you folks at home are going to get to see the demo. What are we showing off here today, Cliff, for Gears of War?
Honestly, it's Gears of War Judgment. We have a new game mode that's called Overrun. It's kind of a mashup of Horde mode meets Beast mode. It's kind of a class-based multiplayer. Whereas my mantra for the studio lately is play your way. Previous Gears of War games, the best way to win is to roll up at somebody, shotgun them in the face. Now you can actually play as a medic, heal your teammates. You can play as an engineer and put out a deployable turret. You can play as a scout, climb up to a tower and snipe. It's basically play your way.
So it's your Locust and its cogs fighting each other, but previously, you know, Beast mode, Locusts are kind of class-based, based on the nature of the different species, but now the cogs have classes.
Yeah, we're taking that whole idea that we started with Beast mode, and we're going deeper on it, right? We kind of touched upon it a little bit with Beast, a little bit of Horde mode, and we really want to kind of blow it out. And I think when you look at the initial layer of it, the game is really easy to kind of jump in. I'm going to go kill some fools, I'm going to toss some stuff out. But we're finding strategy upon strategy that's just emerging upon our playtests in the playtest lab. I mean, you can play as a ticker, have your friend play as a grenadier, throw out a grenade for you to eat, then you'll explode twice as big, and then he can kick you over a fence in order to just get over the kind of blocking objectives throughout there. There's a lot of great strategies coming out of there.
God, ticker kicking. You said the magic words.
You got ticker
Thank
kicking.
You so much.
You got corpsers coming in there. You got maulers protecting tickers. It's evil creatures working together to overcome those pesky humans, and you and your friends as humans using teamwork to overcome the monsters.
And so, yeah, the human teamwork, you sort of mentioned that before. We've got different medics. Actually, let's talk about what we're seeing right here first. This is the campaign trailer?
Yeah, this is the main campaign debut trailer, and there's no dubstep, I have to let you guys know.
Oh, damn, I was looking forward to that.
Do you want us to add it? No, we'll add it later.
Yeah, whoa. Because there's clearly not enough dubstep at E3, right, guys?
No, it needs more dubstep.
So this is the story of Damon Baird's fall. We wanted to do a prequel, but we didn't want to do just the straight Emergence Day, because if you have Emergence Day, there's no chainsaw, right? You need a little bit of time for the chainsaw.
You need that innovation that
Exactly. They're like, oh crap, the Locust skin is really strong. We probably need something to penetrate this. Then we thought about doing the Pendulum Wars, but there's no monsters in the Pendulum Wars. So we decided to do something a few months after Emergence Day that focused on Baird, who's a character who didn't get a lot of actual storytelling time in Gears of War 3.
Yeah, he's kind of a comic relief guy, or in some cases, sarcastic relief.
Well, yeah, I mean, we found that when we did surveys as far as what characters people like most in Gears, Baird was one of the favorites. It was like Baird and Anya were the favorite too, right? Who'd have thought?
I mean, he's my favorite. He's like the smart guy. He's got the goggles, he does the beacons and everything.
Well, he's the smart, sarcastic asshole. And maybe there's an entire internet full of those. So he's kind of resonating for people, so not surprisingly.
I definitely identify with that.
Well, it's really fun and cool to see these guys younger, because it's 15 years before the events of Gears. So you see Baird and Cole not quite as like grizzled.
They're lean.
They're lean, mean. They got fresh faces. They're not quite as jaded, but they're still up for some killing.
Yeah, Cole's got that like fresh off the thrash ball field.
Yeah, he's got that fresh fade going on right there. And you know, we have some new characters. Paddock, who's one of the UIR guys. All of our fans love to know about the UIR, who are the other opposing side in the Pendulum Wars. We have Sophia Hendrick, who's kind of a red-haired Onyx Guard cadet out of Halvo Bay, and just some fresh blood as well as some classic characters that people know and love.
And so a robust campaign in store for Gears of War Judgment.
Yeah, the campaign,
co-op across the board,
four-player co-op across the board.
Yeah.
The campaign, I like to believe in this generation that in order to try and expand our audience, we've actually softened games too much. You know, and I think there's a reason why gamers love Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. It's like, when's the last time a game actually asked something of you? So I'm going to warn you, like, unless you're playing on casual, you're going to die. You're going to die a lot in this game.
Really?
I'm playing hardcore.
Bringing it a little bit?
I'm playing hardcore four-player co-op, and I'm dying a few times in each combat scenario. We have this great dynamic spawn system that basically ensures that no two ways that you play the game are the same. You never know what batches of enemies you're going to get. And so I believe that if you make a game that's replayable, it's a better game even if you never replay it once.
Because it's still got that dynamism in there.
Yeah, you're really, as a gamer, the experience is malleable to you. You know, you're kind of crafting your own story of what happened in the game, as opposed to what the industry's become, which is hallway cutscene, tower falls. I have the same exact experience as you had, which we were partly guilty of, to be fair.
But let's did your hallway cutscene time.
Oh yeah, but let's swing it back around. Let's get back to big open combat bowls that you solve your way.
And now what we're seeing right now is some B-roll from the multiplayer footage. So we saw Sarah P destroying some barricades.
Yeah, we're seeing a Cantus riding a blood mount. You can be a blood mount steed. I can actually climb on top of you and heal you while I'm riding you. Yeah, in the battle, right? It's just one of the many examples of how the units work together in this mode.
Is that like press Y to yeah, or is that you over the headset improvising?
That's just you pretty much just like, you know, hitting them with the cattle prod, right?
Okay.
Right into battle, right?
I wouldn't put it past you guys to put that onto a button prompt.
That's actually a good idea.
Move it, you get a little speed boost if you're.
But I mean, if you still want to be a soldier, you can, because you can play as the young, sexy Cole, and he's got a boom shot in Overrun, right? And the thing is, he can throw out ammo, and what he does is he'll use his boom shot, unleash a can of whoop ass, and then refuel his own ammo or refuel for his teammates. And you know, the way that we've operated is what we've done is we've streamlined the controls in this game. You know, Gears 1, 2, and 3 was great for what it was, but you know, that D-pad on the 360 there, it's not the best thing ever. It's still a little clunky, right?
It's got a little bit of mush
yeah,
in
it's
there.
a little mushy, and it's one of those things we decided to put weapon swap on Y now, so you definitively know you're swapping to your next weapon. We also just said, you know what, the pace of the game is so intense now, and the campaign is so tough that we needed the more streamlined controls. So now we have offhanded grenades, which is a first for the franchise. So you hit left bumper, you can just sling a grenade into a bunch of enemies. You can still hold the left bumper and get the arc.
Sure.
But I mean, it's a grenade. How precise do you have to be, right?
I saw one of those locusts with a spinning boom shield. Have you changed up a lot of the weapons now?
Yeah, well, I mean, for the Mauler, he was one of those enemies that, you know, he's really, really slow. And so we wanted to make sure that he has a ton of health when you're taking on the human cog, and that he has multiple ways to take them out. So he has this giant explosive maul, but he has this shield. This shield not only reflects bullets, so it's a little I am rubber, you're a glue type setup, but he can actually use that spinning shield to just grind the humans into a pulp as well.
That sounds tasty.
There's a lot of strategies in the game, man. What we'll do is we'll sometimes ticker rush at the beginning of a match of Overrun, and we'll chew on the barbs of the left side, and then one guy will peel over to the right and quietly work on the fortifications in the right. Or my friends will go in with all the big creatures on the left side, and I'll just take an explosive ticker and open up the right and just go right in for the generator. I mean, there's just a lot of different ways to pan out. I'm actually hoping this can kind of be played competitively. We're really finding that there's a lot of deep strategies that are coming out of this kind of Excel spreadsheet grid of the different ways that you can play the game.
Hoping to get some MLG folks up in there?
I mean, Sundance, great guy. You know, we were working on some Gears 3 stuff. Who knows if that'll even happen. It's a really tough process. I mean, if you build a great game, then hopefully they'll play it competitively.
And that's what you guys are doing with Gears of War Judgment. It sounds like you're aiming for something a little quicker, a little deadlier. And any more, before we head out, any more retro surprises in store? Retro Lancer was a big hit in Gears of War 3.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really talking about the weapons and the loadout right now so much as we're focusing on the classes and kind of what this game is. The fundamental takeaway from this game is that, you know, we wanted to do a prequel, but we wanted to do it back to basics, make the Locust scary again, and make it hard, and make the players have sweaty palms. If you're not sweating when you're done playing this game, we haven't done our job.
Well, I imagine a whole bunch of these dudes out here are sweating right now.
Well, that's the smell of E3. It just smells like man, right?
And you've gotten them all frothing with your stirring speeches about Gears of War
They're
Judgment.
sweating and they're frothing and they're salivating. It's just bodily fluids everywhere,
And
man.
I shall release you unto them.
Thank you. I'll just crowd
so
surf now.
Thanks for coming on. Gears
Thanks
of
for
War
having me.
Judgment coming out 2013.
Early 2013-ish. We'll wait and see on the date.
All right, fantastic. Cliff,
Cool.
thank you so much. Gears of War
Thanks for having me.
Judgment. Folks, stay tuned for our last demo of the day. We've got another shooter coming up, Call of Duty Black.